I'm taking on $1,000 worth of food. The catch, I have 1 day to do it. If I can't take down the $1,000 worth of food within the day, I'm gonna have to spend an additional $1,000 on food and give it away to someone completely random. I barely managed to make it through $500 worth of food in 24 hours a few months ago, so I have no idea how this is gonna go. I decided to start my shopping at the grocery store with the most overpriced items in the history of mankind. I picked up a few items for breakfast before my pre-challenge weigh-in. All right, everybody, the first grocery haul is done. I've got a ton of food to eat in this challenge, but before I get into the food, let's go over the rules. The first rule is I have 1 day to eat $1,000 worth of food, which leads me to rule number 2. Only food contributes to the money count for the day, which means that I can't buy any expensive beverages. And the final rule, which will not be a surprise to any of you who have seen the attempt challenges like this before, if I at any point during the day I fail the challenge. Everyone, those are the rules. Tomorrow I attempt to eat $1,000 worth of food. Before I jump into all the food, it's time to take my pre-challenge body weight. This week, my pre-challenge body weight was 165.6 pounds. And just like that, it was time to get the day started. I decided to start the day off with a morning run in the 90-degree heat, and I ended up finishing it just over 15 miles. Now, it's time to get the day started. I decided to start with Eggs Benedict, and then something that's completely unrelated to breakfast, macaroons. And then I had to get some of the famous sidecar donuts for this challenge. I ordered the next item from a bakery in New York City, a bomboloni sampler. After that, some apple cinnamon pancakes. After that, cheesecake bites. And I was in the mood for orange juice, so I poured myself 2 glasses. Now it's time for breakfast. All right, everybody, it is time to get today officially started. A few months ago, I barely managed to make it through $500 worth of food, so I have no idea how today is gonna go. Everyone, I have a bunch of delicious and very elegant foods for meal number 1. And since I'm gonna be eating all these new elegant foods, I decided that for this video, after each expensive food that I eat, I'm gonna let you all know which items are worth the cost based on the taste. Like these donuts, for example. Are they gonna be worth the $50+ price tag? We're gonna find out. Anyways, everyone, I have a lot of food to eat, so I'm gonna jump right into this one. It is currently 12 o'clock, August 1st. Without further ado, Electric Empire, let's do this. The first thing I'm gonna start with is my apple cinnamon pancakes. Don't worry, it's sugar-free. There's so much food on the table. All right, everybody, it's time to get this challenge started in 3, 2, and 1. The day has begun. All right, well, the pancakes are down. It's starting off really well so far. Since those pancakes were made by me and they really weren't expensive, I don't need to rate them. Now moving on to the Eggs Benedict. I'm very excited about this because I made Eggs Benedict myself for the first time, and it actually came out looking like Eggs Benedict. I'm pretty proud of myself. All right, so the Eggs Benedict is down. Now I think it's time for me to get into my first expensive item. All right, everybody, so this is the bomboloni and croissant sampler. Whoa, almost lost one there. From Angelina Bakery in New York City. I just have to say right now, I've never had any of these pastries, so I'm very much looking forward to this one. The total cost for this sampler was $85. So let's see if this is gonna taste as good as it costs. I think I'm gonna start with the Nutella croissant. That's looking mighty tasty. Oh my God. Everyone, that is amazing. Oh my goodness. That's some sort of fruit croissant. Yeah, it's a strawberry croissant. Chocolate croissant. I'm really excited about this because it's time for me to try my first bomboloni. Now, if you're curious what a bomboloni is, basically an Italian donut. And this is the Nutella bomboloni. Here we go. Oh my goodness gracious. Woo! We have our first dummy. Oh, dummy. Custard cream. That's tasty. The pastries are down 100,000% worth it. Those tasted absolutely amazing. Angelina Bakery in New York City, absolutely amazing. I'll have to go there myself one day. So next, I'm gonna get into these macaroons right here. Excuse me. So these macaroons right here came from a place called Kosar's Bagels and Bialys. And they were actually $145, but a few of them broke on their way to me, so I subtracted $20 from the price. Let's get into it. Not bad. Our macaroons are down. I'm just gonna say, I don't think those were worth the price. I mean, I'm not a huge macaroon guy, but you know, my personal opinion. I think it's time to get into our delicious looking tarts right here. These are actually not tarts, they're cheesecake bites. I don't know why I said that, but there we go. Not bad. Now everyone, it's time to get to our very expensive donuts. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these donuts are from a place called Sidecar Donuts. And I actually have been to Sidecar Donuts back in 2020 when I ate 5,000 calories of donuts every single day for an entire week. I had Sidecar Donuts. So I'm excited to get back into these ones. And by the way, I think it's time for another week-long challenge. Let me know down below what you all want to see me eat for an entire week. Anyways, this is the vanilla donut. Oh, hi, that's pretty tasty. This one right here is the Huckleberry donut. That's good. And this is one of their most iconic donuts, the butter and salt donut. That's tasty. This is the one vegan thing I'll be eating today. This is their vegan smoked chocolate pretzel. It's tasty. All right, now it's time for their Saigon cinnamon. That is fire. All right, everybody, well, those donuts, I definitely gotta say that those are worth the price tag. I don't think I liked them at first, but my second time eating Sidecar Donuts was a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and put the total calories consumed right up there. Total macros will be right up there as well. Looks like we're almost 45 minutes into the challenge. Now, everyone, it's time to move on with the rest of the day. After meal number 2, it was time for an afternoon bike ride in the almost 100-degree heat. I'm surprised it lasted as long as I did, but I ended up riding just over 43 miles. Not my best by any means, but I'll take it. Bike ride is all done. Now it's time for meal number 2. I started meal number 2 with a deep dish pizza, which clocked in at 4,000 calories. Next, a $40 block of cheese, which I decided last minute was going to be the topping to my deep dish pizza. Sometimes in these challenges, I make smart decisions, but most times, I make really dumb decisions. This was one of those times. But oh well, I'm going with it. The next item was a gourmet cheese board, which clocked in at 2,700 calories. After that, more cheesecake bites, and I had to have some Oreos. All right, everybody, it's time to get meal number 2 officially started. It is 4:20 right now. Still the same day. I don't know what happened over here. I was told this cheese is like really good at melting, which obviously it is, but I feel like my vision for this just kind of like went out the window. But regardless, it's going to taste very cheesy. I have a wine and cheese platter that I'm very much looking forward to. Also, very much looking forward to the rest of these cheesecake bites right here and these Oreos. There is a lot of cheese in this meal. Cheese is very expensive, but at the same time, it also doesn't really digest the best. So hopefully that won't end up hurting me in the end. We'll see in just a few minutes. Anyways, everyone, I'm gonna go and put the total calories for this meal right up there. Total macros will be right up there as well. Without further ado, this is meal number 2. Oh, it's not a cheese platter, it's called a charcuterie board. This charcuterie board came from a place called Cheese Border, and it cost a whopping $130. Now, this block of cheese was not included in the cheese platter. We'll get to this in just a few minutes. All right, everybody, here we go. It ain't easy being cheesy. It tastes like cheese. Green cheese. That is odd. Like the cheese on that side is down. Let's get into our nuts. I love my nuts. Now we move on over to something that I'm actually really not looking forward to eating, but you know, taking one for the team. Not a huge olive guy, but you know, challenge is a challenge, everybody. These actually aren't that bad. All right, well, all of the charcuterie board is down. You're all probably like, Eric, you were supposed to use the crackers with that. Well, I decided to save the crackers for this giant block of cheese. So this block of cheese cost me $65, and it came from a local cheese shop here in San Diego called Venissimo Cheese. It's a cheese called Hook's 12-year cheddar, Wisconsin. I guess that means it's been aged for 12 years. So this is gonna be a good cheese. This is some cheese action right now. Oh goodness, this is some rich cheese. Woo! Alright, our cheese and charcuterie board are down. Charcuterie board, I would definitely say it's worth it, as well as that block of cheese. That cheese was amazing. Oh my goodness, I have no idea what I was doing with this. Whew. Goodness, everybody. This is the cheesiest slice of pizza I will ever eat, most likely. Wow. Ooh. Oh yeah, the cheese just hit me. Oh my sweet goodness. Oh man, I really should have took more lactate before this. I'm gonna make an executive decision to just not eat the rest of the pizza. Just for my own stomach's sake. Plus I have a lot more cheese to get to in the form of these cheesecake bites. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm about to give birth to a baby made of cheese. Those are tasty. Now everyone, it's time for the all new Neapolitan Oreos. Behold. I already had these on my second channel. I wanted to give them a second chance because I wasn't a big fan at first. Just like that, everybody. The Oreos are done. It is currently 5:01 right now. Looks like we're almost at the 5-hour mark. I got everything down except half the pizza, so I'll make adjustments to the total cost of all the food I've eaten so far. Everyone, I'm not gonna lie. Eating all that cheese was probably an absolutely horrible decision because I feel like a giant block of cheese right now. That being said, it's time for me to move my body one more time. This is typically the point during my challenges where I try to put all the calories to use. Do you remember earlier when I said I make really dumb decisions sometimes? Well, I realized that eating all that cheese before going to the gym was a really, really dumb decision. So I paid the price by spending 20 minutes in a bathroom stall, vowing to never, ever eat cheese again. I'm just glad I survived. Hi, I'd like to place an order for carryout, please. What's the most expensive roll on your menu?
60 roll.
Can I get one of those, please? And then I'm gonna get an order of the soft shell crab, the Rochambeau roll, the dragon roll, one order of your 10-piece sashimi, and that'll be it. Thank you so much.
Good one.
Sushi's been acquired. Now it's time for meal number 3. For meal number 3, I'm trying crab legs for the first time. And of course, some expensive sushi. And some creme brulee. All right, everybody, we are here. We're ready to get this started. It's time for meal number 3. I'm not gonna lie, everyone, that cheese from earlier just wrecked me. I'm having a pretty difficult time right now. I have not been wrecked in the middle of a challenge like that in a very long time. So let's just say there is going to be 0 cheese in meal number 3. Actually, I take that back. There is cheese on one of the sushi rolls. Anyways, everyone, I think this dinner looks pretty good. We have snow crab right here. I've never had that before. I also have some sushi and some delicious creme brulee. I've got quite a big dessert I'm looking forward to getting into, so hopefully I can get to that after this meal. So it's currently 7:37, still the same day. I'm gonna go and put the total calories for this meal right up there. Total macros will be right up there as well. Without further ado, everyone, let's do this. This snow crab came from a place called Pike Place Market. It's actually world famous. I ordered 2 pounds. Thing is, I've never eaten this before. All I know is that I need one of these. This is either gonna go really pathetically, or this is going to go exactly the way I want it to go, which means that this goes into my mouth. Oh, that's kind of cool. 3, 2, 1. Crab is tasting absolutely delicious. Unfortunately, it's just taking forever to eat. There we go. Alright, the first pound of our crab is down. You know, I'd actually be down to do an all-you-can-eat crab challenge. I feel like it would just take 6,000 years to fully actually complete. If you want to see that, comment down below. Alright, I'm calling that done. Snow crab is gonna be off to the side. That was mighty tasty. Was it worth $90? I'm gonna say actually yes, I believe it was. Now I'm gonna move on over to my sushi right here. I got this sushi from a place called Sea Salt. One more time. I got this sushi from a place called Sea Salt in Pho, which is a local sushi place here. And this is their crab appetizer. Mighty tasty. Never can have too much soy sauce. This is like by far the healthiest thing I've eaten in this entire food challenge. All right, well that's it. It's time to move on over to the actual sushi.
I have no idea which one this is, but I mean, it's deep fried, and it's probably just an Americanized sushi roll name. Yeah. That's tasty. I have no idea which one this is, but honestly, it looks way too healthy, so let's spruce it up a little bit. I don't think I've actually ever done this before, but I, you know, just believe in doing new things. So let's dip sushi in butter. I'm most likely gonna regret that tomorrow. Alright, now it's time to get to the roll that I've been avoiding. The cheese roll. Why do we put cheese on sushi? Everyone else in the world probably just shakes their head at us Americans when they hear we put cheese on sushi. I gotta say that sushi was, despite that cheesy sushi roll at the very end, so good. Okay, I would highly recommend. If you're ever in San Diego, check out Sea Salt and Pho. Now it's time to head to this creme brulee. Third serving of fruit for the day. That has been meal number 3. I'm gonna go ahead and put the total calories consumed along with the total macros right up there. Everybody, I technically already had dessert, but you know me. I love my dessert, so it's time for some actual dessert. Everyone behold the pie cakein.
To anyone confused, the pie cakein is a pie on top of a cake.
Man, this is probably just a terrible decision, but you know what? I'm doing it anyways. And then I have something that is not dessert at all. And it comes in this very special black box. Probably wondering, Eric, what's inside the black box? Well, let me show you what's inside the black box. This, my friends and family, is something that I've never eaten before. Something I'm very excited to try because it's very expensive. We have some caviar right there. It looks very interesting. If I get both of these down, I should be within striking distance of getting to my goal. I also have some tasty Hot Ones Pringles, just in case I need something to help get the caviar down with. This is like the most interesting thing I've eaten in a long time. Pie inside of a cake. I'm actually just curious to see what the inside is gonna look like. Oh my goodness gracious, everybody. That is the inside of the pie cakein. My gosh, looks absolutely legendary. Let's see if this is gonna be good. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. That is gonna get a W. Oh. Don't do that at home. I'm a trained professional idiot. Half the pie cakein is down. I gotta say, everybody, the pie cakein is a wonderful creation. I'm glad that I ordered it. Oh man. Oh, it really hit me. Ooh. Alright, pie cakein has been consumed. I gotta say, the pie cakein from the Pie Cakein Bakery in New York was worth $100. Now everybody, this caviar is coming in clutch. This caviar cost me $150. It's from the Caviar Company by Chef Thomas Keller. And I'm gonna get my Pringles ready just in case I need something to help get this caviar down. Like I said earlier, I've never had caviar before. I'm not too sure what to expect. I found out that you need a special spoon to eat caviar with because using a regular spoon could alter the taste. If I can get this down, I should be right at the $1,000 goal or very, very near it. Caviar. That is very strange. I'm gonna use the Pringles. Shout out to you, Sean Evans. Everybody, caviar has been eaten. I'm not gonna eat the Hot Ones Pringles because I don't think I need to. So breakfast was $288. Lunch was $261. Dinner was $178. Plus the pie cakein, which is $100. Caviar, which is $150. I'm at $977 right now. Bro. I have macadamia nuts. I have some organic Reese's and something that I really shouldn't be eating right now, but I got it anyways. Now everyone, I know what you're thinking. Eric, how are you even gonna be able to eat that cake? Well, I'm not gonna be eating this entire cake. The entire cake cost me $30 at Whole Foods. So I don't really even need to eat that much of it, but you know what? It looked too pretty to not eat, so, you know, here we are. Oreo cake. If I do manage to get to these last calories and to my goal of eating $1,000 worth of food in one day, if this video gets 40,000 likes, I'll attempt to surpass it. So give the video a like if you haven't already. Get out of my sight. Now we're gonna head on over to our organic Reese's. It's the first time I've ever seen organic Reese's. I guess that means they're calorie free. That was a joke. Oh, and by the way, I just realized I forgot to let you all know earlier. Let's just say that I'm not a Caviar fan, so I'm gonna say it's not worth it. Everyone, if you made it up into this point of the video, comment nut down below. And be sure to stick around to see what my post-challenge weight is gonna be. And also, for a surprise. That has been $1,000 worth of food eaten in one day. I'm gonna go ahead and put the exact amount right up there, along with the total calories and total macros consumed. Now everyone, since I've successfully completed the challenge, I do not have to spend an additional $1,000, but
I decided it was time to do a second food challenge in this video. So I decided to hit the grocery store. Since I already spent $1,000 in this video on food, I figured, you know what, why not just go crazy? So I bought as much as I possibly could. More, and more. I ended up spending $510. And then I figured, why not just go back for a second run? Time for round 2. So I went back to get more food. Honestly, I just wish I had a bigger grocery cart. Oh, and make sure you never do this. I ended up buying 30 plus more items and spent almost $500 on the second round.
hopefully I'll have enough room for all this.
Now at this point, I'm sure you all know that I have a very big appetite, but there's no possible way I could eat all of this food.
There's so much food in my car.
So instead, I paid my local food bank a visit and donated all of it. All 147 pounds of it. Oh, and here's my post-challenge weight from that night. I stepped on the scale that night weighing in at a husky 189.5 pounds. That's a total gain of almost 24 pounds.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the $500 cheat day challenge right up there for you all to enjoy if you haven't seen it yet, along with another food challenge playlist of mine that I think you're gonna enjoy. If you enjoyed this video and wanna see more, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next food challenge.